Welcome to episode 10 of Talking Prisoner Presents. This is a very special episode. It's our first one having two guests on at once and two very talented guests. I'm excited to speak to them. Our first guest has been involved in the film industry since the 1990s and is a writer, director, producer, and an actor. He has won many awards for his work and owns a Melbourne-based production company called Breeding Ground Productions. Love the name. He's related to legendary film and TV producer Roger Mirams. He is currently directing his own movie called Residence. He has directed films such as The Apprentice, Beyond the Joke, Kevin Is, Fighting Chance, ETO 1953, Siamese Dream, Era of Man, Scams Incorporated, Retirement, Deep Sea Fishing, and many more. We are honored to have him. Welcome, Matt Mirams, to Talking Prisoner Presents. And now I'm about to introduce the legendary... Our next is an actress and has an amazing list of credits to her name, including short films, 10,000 Years, The Town in the Hills, Blood Ties, Laundry Day. Our guest has also performed in theatre shows such as Unnecessary Farce, Reuben Guthrie, A Formal Tradition. She's also been in Neighbours, Utopia, 5 Bedrooms, and has been in many TV commercials. She's trained with Neighbours, Kim Valentine, and also trained with the Film and Television Studio International. This guest is also starring in a new movie directed by Matt, Residence. Welcome, Jeanette Coppolino. Okay, you guys have done so much.
Will you put like an applause sort of sound effect?
Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah.
No, thanks for taking the time to come on. I know you're both very busy, but before we get into your amazing careers, I just want to learn a little about you both growing up as a child. Where did you grow up, Matt?
Me?
Yeah.
I grew up in the Mornington Peninsula, Mount Eliza to be exact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Did you want more?
Got more details?
Because that's I only grew up in one place. So.
And what about you, Jeanette?
So I'm from Sunbury, which at the time was more of a smaller country town, but it has expanded and gotten quite big recently. But we are currently in the Mornington Peninsula in Dramana. So my family and I moved to Dramana.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that area. Now, school. What subjects did you both enjoy and not enjoy?
I enjoyed drama and not enjoy everything else.
I only liked drama.
I did. I loved music, I guess.
I suppose.
Yeah.
All the instruments you can play.
Recess is not a subject, is it?
No. Yeah, I liked school. I mean, electives-wise, I chose all the subjects that I enjoyed. So I didn't necessarily not like any subjects.
Okay.
I mean, maths is always one that's just not very fun. No, I know. I mean, I feel like if you do, anyway, no judgment. But yeah, I had a good time at school and I liked all the subjects. Amazing. But my favourite were art and drama.
Fantastic. And what was one of your first jobs coming out of school? Like, what was your first job?
Well, I actually have a teaching degree. So after uni, I was a teacher for about a year and a half. And then I got out of that pretty quick. It's very full on. But yeah, and then just went into sort of retail and trying to figure out what I actually enjoyed doing and tried a few different things. And it wasn't until I sort of, decided that performing was more than just a hobby that I really started, putting my head down and concentrating on that and making that my job and my career.
Amazing. What about you, Matt?
I guess I always knew what I wanted to do, when I was very young, and that was produce film. And so leaving school, I just got any job. I worked in offices and, cleaning bathrooms and warehouse work. You did ask the first job I had. That was working in an office, doing banking and cash book summary. And the guy had many businesses. So painting was something that I'm still doing to this day. He also had a business that I wouldn't tell anyone that I was doing. It was legal. It was.
In fact, you've had to say it's legal, don't you?
So back in the old days, there was no sewerage going through houses, and they used to have the outhouse. And the night man or pan man would come around and pull the pan out, put a lid on, lift, and put it on the ute. So back in the early 90s, that was, I mean, I was getting $100 a day for like 5 hours work. So I was like, oh my God, that's not good. And it was back then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, back then it would have been awesome.
But, so yeah, I'd have the whole, I'd go up to all the hills, and it was shit work. It was. But lifting those pans up, and it's about that big and that wide and 100 kilos, and you're trying to get this, lifting it, trying to put on the ute without it spilling. Like a game.
It's disgusting.
Sometimes I lost, you know. And it's funny, you rock up to someone's house, and if they see you, then they run back and sign. It's like,
because they're embarrassed.
Yeah, they're embarrassed. But I kind of wanted like a little, you know, like the ice cream man has a little jingle. I kind of wanted a jingle too. But it was, you know. But I've done a lot. I've done so much, and
that sounds like a movie.
Yeah, you could. Before Kenny.
The prequel.
Yeah.
This question is for you both. Was there a TV show or movie that gave you inspiration when you were younger that made you want to get into the industry?
I actually grew up watching Lost in Space.
Yep.
So I am obsessed with Lost in Space, and
what about the new one?
I've seen the first season. I haven't seen the second one. Yeah. No. I liked the new one too, and I liked the movie as well that they did.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Lost in Space was always just a big one that we loved watching, because it was just so like nothing that we had ever seen that our parents would have shown us at that point when we were that age watching it. And then just as more sort of sci-fi fantasy sort of stuff started coming out, like then we started getting into the Star Wars, and then like Lord of the Rings, and then more recently like all your Vikings and Game of Thrones, and Avatar was a huge one as well, that it was just like, how much fun would it be to be a part of that storytelling process? So yeah, for me it was more genres, because it's like, well, you don't get to experience this sort of stuff in real life, so how much fun would it be just to play and tell those types of stories, which is what we're doing with Residents too. Like, when am I going to be able to do a zombie film again? I have no idea.
Yes.
So I'm like, yes. Yeah.
What about you?
I just cast her in a courtroom drama yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We'll shoot that in November.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. But,
all right. Now, I don't want to get hung up on the pandemic, because we're all over it, but how did you adapt during the pandemic? Because obviously that industry suffered. What was it like for you both?
Okay. Well, I guess everyone was watching everything on Netflix. And, you know, I started doing that too. Tiger King was obviously something big that everyone started watching and binging. But I thought, well, no, I'm going to put this time to good use. And, you know, I started writing Residents. So I already had it as a short film that I wrote, I don't know, probably 8 years ago. I've got a lot of scripts lying around, and I thought it'd be great to actually just, you know, turn it from 10 pages into 120. So that's what I did almost every day. I would get up at 5 o'clock and put some podcasts on my phone and go for a massive walk. I live down the beach, and come back and then write all day and write so much stuff, and then just sort of, you know, put that there or put that there, and had the big whiteboard there. So
Amazing.
a lot of work's going into it, but anyway.
Great.
I think that was the question.
Yeah, no, it was.
Absolutely.
What about you, Jeanette? Was it hard on you as well?
Not so much, because I had actually just had a baby right before the pandemic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, so I already had my first son Dominic, and then he was 2 when I had, or nearly 2 when I had my second baby, Orlando. And so for me, I was at home with the kids anyway, so it was not too much of a challenge for me as such. It was more that with the visiting restrictions, like it was hard to get that bit of support and all that sort of stuff. When the pandemic first hit, we were back with where our family was. Okay. Yeah, but my partner was amazing throughout the whole time, and we definitely got through it together. But yeah, I think I watched a lot of The Wiggles and shows.
What's your favourite episode?
Oh my god!
What's your favourite episode?
I
of
love
Wiggles?
the one about eating bananas and apples.
I said, what's your favourite episode of The Wiggles?
All of them.
All of them.
All of the ones that Lockie are in. Yeah. So for me, it was harder towards the end of the pandemic when random lockdowns started happening, because you were sort of getting tastes of getting back into the swing of things, but then a lockdown would happen, or because I signed up for the part-time course. That's when I met Kim. Yeah. And we did like 3 weeks of the course, and then lockdown happened, and we were locked down for like half a year. So it was harder at that point when you got a taste of freedom, but then it shut back down.
It was very hard. Now, what advice would you give an up-and-coming actor that wants to get into the industry, Jeanette? Because it's a hard gig, yeah?
It is hard. It is hard. I think the biggest thing would just not to expect too much too quickly. Yeah. It's a lot of time and money goes into starting up as an actor, and also just to not get stuck in self-doubt. So that was something that was happening a lot with me at the start. I'd see posts for auditions and all that, and I'd click on it and I'd read it and I'd be like, oh, I think I could do this. But then I'd go to click apply and I'm like, oh no, actually, no, I think they won't like me. Like I probably don't have the right look, or I probably, and I just wouldn't apply for stuff, and I'd get really nervous and really scared. And that was probably my biggest downfall, because as soon as I started just clicking apply and going for it, I was getting contacted, not every single time, but, a few times, or a lot of the time, they would get back to me and say that they'd at least want to see me for an audition, which I thought was a big step too. So just keeping at it and having some confidence in yourself would be the biggest thing, I reckon.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, coming to you, Matt, I mean, we've met prior to this, and we've spoken about your movie Residence, which we will talk about shortly, but you are a guy who's really pounded the pavement to make movies. You put your money where your mouth is, and I want to get your story and for you to tell the fans.
Well, can I just ask, can I answer that question that you just gave?
Yeah, sure.
So when we cast Jeanette in a smaller role, but significant. Yeah. And Jeanette said, look, I want to be a part of this anyway. If there's anything you want me to do, I'm there. And, at first we go, oh, God, she's annoying. We said absolutely. And then, she started coming on to the Zoom calls we had every Wednesday. And, and then we had to rewrite a character. And I said, okay, we've got to rewrite this character called Charlie. Do you want to help? She said, absolutely. And then we just went back and forth. I said, watch Paris, Texas, watch this, blah, blah, blah. We did. And then, she had so much dedication, just so much passion. And then, then we had a Zoom call. I don't know when it was, maybe late last year or something.
Yeah, late last year, I think it was.
And we're on a Zoom call, and I said, come on, guys, we still haven't found a Charlie. And then after the Zoom call, Jeanette messaged me and said, can I go for the role? And I'm going, oh my God, of course. Yes, you're Charlie.
Yes.
And it's a role that we wrote together. So it was hilarious, but it was just there all along. But that's what I'm saying. It's dedication. I do get a lot of messages off actors wanting advice, but I'm afraid a lot of those people will just sort of, they want you to do all the work. They say, look, they'll go up and say, look, how do I do this? And I said, well, do this, do this, do this. And maybe for a couple of days, they'll go, yeah, absolutely. And then that energy will sort of go, oh, this is too hard.
Or it's a lot.
Or it's a lot, and it's like you've got to stick at it.
Yeah.
I think that's because they're wanting the fame part of it straight up.
Straight up, and wanting things too quickly, definitely. It takes time.
It takes time, where Jeanette's done so much theatre,
Yes.
And in theatre, and so have I. We've acted in theatre and we don't get paid for it. No. We do it to hone our craft, and we do it just to be in that world, and just to...
Because we love it.
Because we love it, and that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So...
It's funny you mentioned theatre, because a lot of the cast from Prisoner that we've interviewed have done a lot of theatre, and they said that was the learning ground. Was theatre.
Well, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. I ask every actor, have you done theatre? I remember helping someone with a acting course many years ago, and one of the girls came up and said, she was talking about herself, and I said, have you done theatre? She goes, oh no, I've never do theatre. It's films that I want to do. And I'm going, oh Jesus, you're not going to last long. But being there and being around actors, just being around that energy, and I've done probably 40 shows, productions, and it's, probably 30 shows in, and I go, oh my God, of course.
Yes.
Now I really, really get it.
Yeah.
And I still shit myself when I'm waiting in the wings, but I still know how to sort of switch off, not thinking what's my next line, and just be in the moment and let it flow. And that also takes, if you're on stage with people you trust as well, and you do form a bond with those people on stage, where it's like, that person's got my back and I've got theirs.
Yes.
You do feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. And I sort of thought about this with something else that I think we might be talking about later, but with lines, I would, because you rehearse together so much, you eventually learn the other people's lines as well. And so if you do get stuck on stage, either with your line or their line, you can kind of help each other out a little bit with it, which I found has been so helpful.
Have you done
in
that?
Film. Yeah.
So have I.
Yeah, I've saved so many people.
Yeah.
And I've been saved before too. It's a massive help. And stage is different because you can't just cut. And,
there's no take two.
There's no take two. You just got to go for it. But
and no one's at the wings yelling out the line.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's one of my questions, and I love to ask this question. What is your technique for learning lines? Because everyone's got a different technique.
Yeah.
You've just got to find your own sort of style. Mine is so I will record everyone else's lines, and then sort of in my head read that out, and then read their lines, and then if I'm driving, then I'll just hear that line and then I'll fill that in. But there's a couple of ways of doing it. Plus, also when we're blocking on stage, you know that when you get to that point, you're saying this and that, and then you just get it stuck in there. And after 2 or 3 months of rehearsing, it's in there. You just got to trust yourself that it's in there.
Yeah.
And even though sometimes you might forget it on stage and think, everyone fucking knows. Oh my God.
They're all looking at
me. And they know I've forgotten this line.
Yeah.
But I will walk around the stage and sniff these flowers and
get myself back on track.
And it's the moment where you stop freaking out. There you go, oh yeah, of course it is. And then bang, straight into it. And that 3 seconds. What it is, it's 3 seconds. Seems like, you know,
An
10
eternity.
minutes. Yeah. So,
yeah.
what about you?
Yeah, I similarly, I'm a little bit time stricken with just the boys. So I always record.
Yeah, you've got like a whole full-time job going on at home.
I was like, they're going to daycare today. We're having a minute to just, so around that, I always record, I use like this line learner app.
Yep.
And I just record the other person's lines, my lines, and I just listen to it. And then as well as when I first get the script, I look at it and go through and do like my script analysis, which is going through doing all the objectives and all that, because I just find that I learn my lines so much easier if I know why the character is saying them.
That's right. And I'll do that as well. I'll go right through the script and go, no, he's got a lisp, or he wears a cape, or he wears an eye patch. And then as soon as I know the character, then those lines just come so easy too.
So true.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just working out exactly how does he walk and how does he talk and you know, mannerisms and you know,
and the whys. Why are they saying these things?
Exactly. So.
Fantastic. Now I'm keeping an eye on time, so I'm going to skip a few questions because I want to get to the movie. But before I do, Jeanette, now you've studied with Kim Valentine from Neighbours. You've trained with her for your acting. What was that like?
Sorry. Kim Valentine Neighbours was when I was watching it the most. So when I first signed up for the course at the start of 2020, the film and television course, so I started off in the part-time, and our third lesson was with Kim Valentine, and I went in and I was like, it's okay, I'm going to be cool, I'm going to be composed, it'll be fine. She walks in the door and I literally almost pass out. I'm not joking. I'm just sort of sitting there like holding onto my chair and didn't say anything, felt myself go beet red. And then she's calling the roll and she's like, Jeanette, and kind of ducks her head up. And I was like, yeah, like just full hardcore fangirl, embarrassed myself. It was astronomically embarrassing. And
when I met Matt the other day, I was just fanning.
There you go.
Yeah. And I said, Matt, and you go, here.
It was a whole moment.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But I think it was really surreal to see and be in class with someone like him that you've been watching and is such a staple. Like I used to take my dinner and go into the lounge room and watch, I can't remember if it was Simpsons and then Neighbours or Neighbours and then Simpsons, but I would ditch my family to go watch those two shows because that was just what time they were on. There was no, you know, if you miss it, you can't watch it again. So it was, you just had to go and watch it when it was on. So yeah, that was huge for me. Kim was a big highlight. And then the next week COVID happened and the rest of the year was just gone. So
so she put us she told us about Jeanette. Kim, because Kim's involved. She's got a starring role in the film as well.
Yeah.
And said, look, I've got someone in mind. And you know, then I think we contacted you straight away, and Jeanette gave us a self-tape, and we just loved it straight away.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but you've got an amazing US accent. I watched it on one of your reels.
Thank you. On my website, yes.
I mean, how hard is it to do an accent? I mean, I can't do one, so.
Do you know what? I actually genuinely think that it comes down to the amount of movies and TV that I have watched growing up. I swear to you, it's all we used to do as a family, like us as a family bonding. That was all we did. And so in the Sunbury house, we had 4 generations of our family living at the house at one point. So, and my great grandmother and grandfather and my grandparents only spoke Italian. So that was our kind of way of bonding, where we'd watch Italian movies together. Wow. And then, you know, we all just loved watching movies and TV, and it was literally just all we did. So that, I honestly think I kind of have that to thank for it. Yeah. And then
absolutely.
practicing, obviously.
Yeah.
You would have had some amazing food cooked in that house. I love Italian food. Sorry.
It's pretty good.
Are you hungry? Have you had breakfast?
I'll be over soon. Now I'm going to get into the movie because that's why we're here. Now I just want to read something from your website, Matt. Now Matt is a prolific director, producer, writer, and actor who has been dedicated to the art of filmmaking for the past 30 years. Since the early 90s, he has directed, produced, and written over 20 short films and acted in more than 30 theatre productions. With each project, Matt seeks to examine and reflect the human condition. He remains unafraid of exploring a wide range of themes and tackling the rawness and darkness within, all the while colouring it with his distinct brand of black humour. Matt's commitment to his craft and depth of his passion has seen his Melbourne-based production company, Breeding Ground Productions, win numerous awards for their innovative short films. Now, you haven't paid me to say that. I'm just reading that.
I haven't.
I mean,
what
yeah.
did I transferred money into your account 10 minutes before the interview.
I just saw that there. Okay. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, Residence is your new movie. And I'm excited to, I can't wait till it comes out and Jeanette's in it. So I'd love to talk about it and go through a few questions with it. So how did it all start?
Well, I think at the beginning of the last film I did was The Grand Scheme, and we had a premiere December 2019. A couple of months after that COVID hit, but I was already preparing and for the next film, and I thought, well, I do want to make a feature. A lot of young directors, their first film's a feature, which is ridiculous. You should really hone your craft and find your voice, I guess. Do some short films, put out in festivals, work out your style. So after many years of doing it, I thought, okay, I'm ready. I have a credit card, which is max now. But yeah, I thought, no, I'm going to do it. This is it. I'm so ready. I've got a great team. And then we started casting in 2020. And here we are in 2022, and we shot the first 4 scenes at the start of the year. January, 2 in Feb, and the last one in April. So I've got those 4 scenes, and that's, that's my credit card, and I've been working numerous jobs everywhere.
Because you're not getting any funding from anyone for this movie, are you? This is all of you.
Yeah, this is kind of my pocket.
Yeah.
And so we're shooting these 4 scenes, editing, music, sound design, grading, visual effects, put them together, and then we'll try and get some funding that way from just potential investors out there, people that have a lot of money and don't know what to do with it. So, and we have some people, anxious to view it. So I get to view the paintball scene on Thursday. Did I tell you that?
Yes, no, you didn't.
Okay.
What's the paintball scene?
Oh, so there's 4 scenes. There's the hospital scene that is with Kim Valentine, which is awesome, and that's a 4-minute, 1 continuous take. And then the paintball scene with Ruby James. I see this as there's 5 starring roles. It's an ensemble sort of piece, but Jeanette, Ruby, Ali Stewart, Kim Valentine, and Luke Benson.
Yep.
A very tall UK comic. How tall is he?
He's like 6'9".
Yeah,
He's pretty huge.
Yeah, he's pretty huge.
Yeah.
But it's just such a motley little sort of team that are on this sort of journey through in a post-apocalyptic landscape.
Yep.
Have I answered your question, or have we gone on to another 3?
Oh, you're talking about scenes. Right. No, just, keep talking.
Yeah. So that's what we hope to do, put this in get some funding from people that are interested in being a part of this. And we've got lots of artwork, and in 2021 we actually started going around to a lot of potential investors, Jeanette, myself, and Fabricio Evans.
Yep.
So we went into these meetings with enthusiasm and artwork and just
T-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the t-shirt.
Right, they're good.
Right.
They were very interested, but it's kind of like show don't tell. You know, we want to see. A couple of them actually could. They said, "Yeah, we can have 200 grand for you tomorrow," but my investors want to know if they're going to get their money back. And in this industry, it's like I can't. Yeah, promises. So. I want to show them what we can do, and that I mean fucking business.
Yep.
And I mean to make this the best fucking film ever. A movie that, a lot of films that you see nowadays, you get to the credits and, you've forgotten what you've seen.
Yeah.
They're so forgettable. What I want is something that will resonate, something you want to see over and over again. Layered, you come out of the cinema and then, and then join the line that's already around the block to see the next session.
Yeah.
That's kind of my dream, is to make something so funny, an Australian film that's so funny and gory.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs all the way through it. And we had a table read last May.
Yeah.
And God, there would have been, I don't know how many people in that room, but it was.
Well, that was a question I had for you. I was looking at a website of Fabrizio Evans. Is that how I pronounce it? He's a photographer, and he's got photos from your table read, which had 60 actors there. And it was.
Oh, there was more.
There was probably more. That was just on the main table, I reckon.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah, it was huge. But we also, what we did was had the big screen, and on the screen where, actors would come in, and, everyone was really like amazed at what we did, because on the table, there was the t-shirt, there was their script, and their part was highlighted. A couple more things on there, but we had my sound designer that was filling the room with ambient sound, like if there were, like in a car, then you'd hear car noises to really give it an immersive experience. And on the screen, if they're in the car, you'd see a car, to do something real different. And that's what I've always kind of inspired to create something outside the square, something that is kind of not being done before. So
this is a question for you both, but why do you think, Australia's had some amazing movies, and, some have just been box office hits, but there are so many that are so good that have never made it. Like, why do you think that is? Why is that industry with movies just stuck?
I don't know. Because they are so good, and it's
quirky, off the wall.
Yeah. I think it's just something that, unless it's really blatantly obvious Australian, like a Crocodile Dundee or the movie Australia, that it's not really standing out as an Australian film as such.
Yeah.
But it's sad, because there are so many films that just need this recognition that they're not getting.
We spoke to another potential investor last year, and she had funded another film, and do you remember that? And she basically said, look, you have to put, where he's shooting. I said, we're shooting in Melbourne. Well, you've got to put Melbourne, landmarks in there,
like the art centre, or
Luna Park. I'm not going to do that, because it's ridiculous, and they're nowhere near there. And plus, these characters are going to want to stay away from hugely populated areas. And I just really couldn't get that through to her. I just said, it's not going to happen. She goes, well, you won't get funding. I'm going,
I'll fund it myself.
I'll fund it myself, God damn it. And that's when I put my hands on the table.
Flip the table.
I've got the table here.
Old style phones, because
you could just hang up on them.
I love hanging up. Try doing it with a mobile phone.
Just,
Well, fair enough. Yeah. I showed her.
Yeah. It's hard, but
yeah,
hopefully that changes. Hopefully, with all these other, streaming services and more people making their own stuff, it just becomes a bit more of a, thing that people are into.
Yeah, well, I think also as a lot of people and actors, people just wait around going, well, I'm not going to put my own money into it. And I think there is a rule, never put your own money into your own work, which is ridiculous. If you believe in it so strongly, why not put all your chips in and just go, fuck it.
Show them what you got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing. That's what I love about you. Now, you've got an amazing cast in this movie, including Jeanette, but there are some others. Now, iansmith, who was a writer and producer and also starred on Prisoner, you've got in this movie. Like, how did that happen?
So one of the producers, Lee Mason, who's an incredible actor, who's been in almost everything, which you should have him on. He's just
he's beautiful.
Yeah, love him.
Yeah.
So he suggested iansmith, and I thought, okay. So I did a little bit of rewriting in a scene, and I thought, okay, all right. He lives in this house with another guy in this post-apocalyptic world, and Jeanette and the child, Ellie, come across him, and his character's a magician who in the 1980s had a television show called Presto Manifesto. So he's still got the cape on. And so his offsider is James Antonis, who plays Mikey, who's a waiter and a B-grade actor. But he talks so much, which Ian would always go, reset. And then go, huh? Just to shut him up, but that's pretty funny.
Wow.
They were so funny.
They were hilarious.
So funny.
And we shot this, about a month ago, and we built this, was that a month ago?
Oh, yeah, just about.
We built this set, and it looks incredible. We're just,
so
So what we're doing, we're shooting all the way through the year, and instead of rushing a film and doing it in 30 days, we're really taking our time with it and going, right, we're shooting the supermarket scene. Okay, 2 weeks ago, let's put all our effort into making that incredible. Let's do rewrites, let's rehearse, let's go there, let's with the cinematographer and work out shots and everything. And okay, we'll do it this style, blah, 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 And
what's it like shooting a movie like that compared to shooting everything in one go? Rushed. Yes, rushed.
It gives us a lot more freedom.
Yeah.
Still a stress. I'll get no sleep the week before. It's ridiculous. Ruined for days after it because I've just put all and the work. So I'll do night shift, anything just to just pay for locations and pay for this, pay for that, food, everything, and actors and crew and everything. So that's why we really need an investor to come on, and we've got a whole package that we put together last year, which is just all about incentives and for them, and coming on set and VIP treatment, all that sort of stuff, and
just experiences.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Jeanette, what's it like working with Matt, who's so passionate? And
do I leave the room?
No. Please don't.
Compared to other directors who it's just a job, they're just doing it for the money, where you got someone like Matt, who I met with, and I could see his passion to make movies and putting his own money in. I mean, what's it like compared to other?
It's it's really exciting because he does just love it so much, and it totally rubs off on you. And I think that's why I just wanted to involve myself so much more in whatever way I can. I haven't really offered that as a, I'll sort of always be like, if there's anything else I can do, let me know. But I sort of went above and beyond with this one, and I was kind of like, listen, I am so in love with the script. I'm in love with, you know, the crew and the cast, and if there's absolutely anything else I can do, let me know, because I think it's also, it is bloody hard to make it in the industry and do this type of stuff, because it's not your, you know, general run-of-the-mill type of work. It's so just dependent on so many factors. So I just really want to see him succeed as much as he wants to see all of us succeed as well. And it's really just that we're all championing each other, and we all really just want each other to do well. And as long as you have a great experience and enjoy yourself, like, that's really all that matters. But if you can, you know, really boost each other and give each other other opportunities and help each other, then he's definitely the type of person to
he's rubbing off on me, and I'm not even in the movie.
Well, that's the thing though, and that's what you want. And it's not that I've worked with you know, thankfully I've only sort of really worked with directors that are very passionate about what they're doing and do really want to do it because they love it. I haven't experienced the latter yet, but I'm sure there is, you know, so much of that. But luckily my experiences have been really positive, and this one so far has just been amazing.
Yeah. I can see that.
You're welcome.
Another name I want to drop is Ryan Maloney, who we all know as Toadie from Neighbours. Now he's also on this.
Wow. He's hilarious. The
read-through was so funny.
Yeah, he plays this larger than life character in the third act of Residence, which, you know, Charlie and the child and the motley crew are heading towards this, what they think is this castle, you know, that's safe and secure, but it's run by Cyril the King, which is Brian, and he's very loud and out there and stuff.
Theatre.
Yes, very much so. The castle isn't as, you know, it's not as safe and secure as they thought. You know, it's kind of very much like Wobby's World from the 80s, or you know, Gunby Park. You know, it's not the most. It's funny, it's hilarious, and it needed to be like that, because we actually went to Cryle Cast. We thought, we'll film there, but it's just like they're too safe in there.
It's too pretty.
Yeah, it's too pretty. You know, we need something that we're going to build ourselves.
That's really shit.
Yeah, you know, that's hilarious, because they've got this picture of this castle, you know, and it looks great.
Like their safe havens. Like,
yeah.
Yes, we need to get here.
And they pull it down, and they see that it's nothing like this. Yeah. Very funny. So they've got all these knights there in the third act, and well, knights, they're not real fighters. They were trained by a guy, one of the knights, that can't fight as well. So there's this massive battle at the end, and it's not knights, you know, doing these amazing moves. It's people fighting for their lives, and it's just we've got so much heart, and that's what this film is. It's just so much humor, but this last scene that you're in, it was just, there won't be a dry eye in the house. It's so beautiful. And Jeanette and, you know, and I and Angela Fazio, who's one of the script editors, we're just working on Jeanette's character and really going in deep. So it really resonates with the audience, and
try to make it as genuine as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's character based, you know, more than anything. Because the body count is high, which is the tagline.
I love that. That's right.
Yeah. You should know. Yeah. So it'll be
epic.
Epic is the word.
I can't wait.
It already is.
Yeah. Now another name I want to drop is Scott Major, who is also on Neighbours and done a lot of other things. Now, what's it like having Scott on board?
He's a role model. All the actors look up to him, and he's just so beautifully, so polite, but he's a powerhouse. He just gets on there and we speak about the character, and I back away slowly, and I let him do his stuff. He's,
Wow.
you know, and I've worked with him, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now. I'll cast him in anything. I've already cast him in the next film with Jeanette. I haven't told him yet, you know, but he's an absolute sweetheart. He's just
great guy.
So much talent and so humble, and no ego, nothing. He's just people look up to him.
And I'm so sad because I was meant to do a short course with him towards the end of last year, but then another lockdown happened, so didn't get to do it. But I had one class with him, and he was just so intense and in the best way, and just wanted you to be so in tune with your character, and like, well, what was your character's maiden name before they got married? And I was just like, Smith. Like, it's like, you've got to have all of this. It's not just making it up on the spot, it's recall. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to have the rest of the course with you. And then that was it. So we haven't been on set with him yet as an actor, but I'm so looking forward to those things.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
I don't really want to spoil anything because there's a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah.
And I'm being real careful of what I sort of say.
Yeah, that's good.
There's so much into this script, and 33 drafts.
Wow.
A lot of time, like I said, I worked on it almost every single day. I didn't have a life in COVID. I don't think anyone else did either. But
you like really didn't have a life.
Yeah, I really didn't have a life. But and as such as that, I get actors on that I can actually speak to them about the character, and then you know, when they come on, then I write for their voice, you know, to their strengths.
Wow.
Which I did for Ian, which I did for James Antonis and Jeanette.
Now, Jeanette, you're also doing some behind the scenes work on this movie, is that right?
Yeah. So that was a nice. So Matt has very kindly made me a co-producer on the film as well, which was very unexpected because I am always just so happy to kind of help out and jump in, and if I see things that I think might be helpful for the film, I'll just shoot Matt a message, or if I'm working on other projects, and we were shooting at these studios, remember that? That was like Feb or something like that. And the second, and the second we finished, I got out of there and I was like, Matt, if we need, if we're looking for somewhere to shoot where we can set up a room or something, I was just in these studios. And so just always kind of having residents in the back of my mind when I was doing other stuff, and just talking to Matt about it constantly, and he was kind of like, it's a no-brainer. Which was really nice. But I think it definitely really just makes you appreciate the amount of work that goes into it, because as an actor you come into it like 3/4 of the way to the end of the process. It's not like so much stuff has happened beforehand that you just do not see. And so that has been really interesting and has really made me appreciate the full process from start to finish, and just all the hard work that crew do.
It's been quite a journey already.
Yeah.
So many ups and downs, and but I'll finish it.
It'll happen.
I mean, I will. That's the thing. Everything I set out to do, I do.
Yeah.
One way or another.
You do.
Even if I have to, take experimental drugs, with fun, which Robert Rodriguez did back in the early 90s to make El Mariachi.
Wow.
In his book, Without a Crew, he sort of states that, but he.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but maybe
I do that.
No, I don't think.
No, don't.
But,
that's full on.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Is that an avenue you'd like to go down, Jeanette? I mean, not taking. Sorry, is that an avenue you'd like to go down, Jeanette? Not taking experimental drugs. Producing and being behind the scenes.
I think I would definitely like to focus more on the acting side of things, because that is what I have specifically been focusing on. But I'm always just so keen and eager to, if anyone wants to involve me in any other way, that I 100% just take the opportunity, because it's such a team effort in making film. And if there is anything that I can just do to help out, I'll do it, because I'm there already. I'm part of the project. If I can somehow help out, like, I'm going to do it, because you're part of the project too, and it's just a big group team thing.
It's a family, so it's very collaborative, and that's what I try and make. So there's no ego from our gang, you know, and it's just everyone's in it. Well, to make sure, as a producer, your role as a producer is to get the film done, no matter what the cost, you know. You've got to get it done. And I can, because I have my group, you know, and I know that they're there 100% supporting me, and we all want the same thing. So.
Well, now I asked you what it was like having working with someone like yourself. Now, what's it like having someone like Jeanette, who's so passionate about her craft and about this movie? What's it like having someone like that compared to other actors that you've worked with?
It's her enthusiasm rubs off. She loves the script. It's just good. You're involved. You should love it, you know.
That helps.
Yeah, very much so. But no, it's like I said, it's just good to have someone that's, you know, got my back. It's Fab's got my back. Adam Belaban, Tim, Lee, Kim, anyone, just, you know, I can call them up anytime. Just go, look, I'm having trouble with this or like that, and just discuss. So if there is a problem that comes up, then, you know, I'll ring Jeanette and just go, what are your thoughts on this? You know, just get it out and discuss. And come up with or even like, there's this scene, but it's just so cliche. I really want to go another direction. What are your thoughts? You know, okay, oh yeah, we'll do that. Oh, and then we'll get this and that, you know. Oh my God, that's exactly right. You know, just try and find that gold, which I do a lot when we're about to shoot a scene. It's like, I will ask everyone.
Super collaborative. But that's the nice thing about you as well. There is absolutely no ego with Matt too. Like, he also wants it to be the best that it can be. So he does take people's, you know, suggestions and opinions on board, and not to the point where he'll change everything based on what you say, but he definitely takes it on, and he does make changes based on what he thinks is best for the film. Absolutely.
Yeah, and look, I don't have all the answers, you know.
You sure?
Yeah, I got them all.
All of them. They're all right here.
No, but like, I've done that on short films before, where it's like, I'm not happy with this line, and I'll ask the crew and just go, look, is there a better line? And then, you know, maybe a PA will sort of stand up and say, oh, this, you know. And I learned that, like, many, many years ago. There was I think I may have been 10. I was really young, and there was my parents put me on a course that was on Punt Road, and it was a weekend thing, and you could learn how to make a movie. You know, this was
in one weekend.
And it was like late 80s, so very different back then. Cameras were huge.
Yes.
You know, my first film that I edited was in 1990. It was from VHS tape to VHS tape. But this course that I did, I remember I was super, super shy going in, and, you know, there was all these people there, and, oh yeah, we're going to be stars and everything, and, you know.
And you're only 10.
I think, I think I was maybe 11. Yeah, I know I was in primary school. And then I remember I don't remember much about the weekend, but I do remember the Sunday and sitting down and watching this film that we all made. I don't remember making it, but I don't remember what I did, but I remember watching the screen, and they made this little film. Wasn't that good? Don't look for it. Right. And the credits were rolling, and I'm just looking for my name, and there it was, an assistant, or something like that, and Matt Mirams, and I'm going, oh my God, that's the greatest feeling in the world, just to be a part. And I've always, it's good to be right at the bottom, you know, and to really appreciate that. And like when we did the hospital scene, I made sure all the background actors, and I won't call them extras, they're acting as background actors, and they've got their own name. So when they go into auditions, you know, I played Jerry in the, you know, in the hospital scene in blah blah blah, instead of I played patient number 82 in Residence, you know. You know, so it's sort of, it's all about appreciating everyone's role, and not going, oh, the star is over here, background actors over there. No, further. No. Further. You can't even hear me.
Behind the vending machine.
Yeah, keep going. All right. Slam.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, I do have to ask, now this podcast was originally about the TV show Prisoner, and what's happened recently is I thought, why not be interviewing people from all other Australian TV shows, upcoming movies and everything like that. And it's amazing because I get to speak to people like yourselves. Did you ever watch Prisoner? Any of you? No.
I was a prisoner once. It was in the early 90s. I mean, I didn't really do anything wrong, but I got...
Oh, you're in prison?
Yeah, just for one night. They let me out in the morning. But I get it, man. I know what that they went through on that television show. I've never seen it either.
No. It finished up a few years before I was born, and then I looked it up trying to sort of suss it out, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I could not find it anywhere, and then I saw, and then I was reading up because I started watching Wentworth a few months ago, and sort of saw that it was, you know, related to that. But, okay, so that's
what do you think of Wentworth?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Not something I would usually watch, but I actually enjoyed it a lot more because a couple of the actresses from it I had as teachers in the course, the full-time course.
Oh, really?
That I did. Yes, I had Katrina Milosevic a couple of times, and she's phenomenal. And Kate Jenkinson as well I've had, who's also just amazing. So it's, again, just that, you know, grounding of, yes, they're up there doing that, but you know what? They're just everyday people just working really hard and doing what they love.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to watch your show.
One thing I did want to ask you was, now working with people like iansmith and Ryan Maloney and other established actors, are you still forever learning when you're working with people like that? You see things that they do and go, wow, I'll do that, or you're just absorbing everything?
Yeah, it's almost a little bit overwhelming because some of them have really specific ways of doing things, which I've been lucky enough to be in the course, and you know, they give you like a taste, because you don't get too much time with them, but it was just so interesting to see everyone's different processes, and some of them go so into detail with every single word that's on their script, and having like an objective and you know, just everything. Their processes, some of them are so nitty gritty. And then it's like, after you do all that, okay, they're like, okay, now forget all of that and just get up there and do it. And you're like, right. And then the other ones, like Damien Walsh-Howling, is amazing. I've loved him every time I've had him. He is so just, okay, this is what your character wants from the other character in this scene. Get up there and achieve your objective. Don't even worry about the words. And you're like, oh, okay. And that is just such a different thing as well. So I think, and they're all very, learn everything from everyone and then just figure out and do what works for you. And that has been amazing. It's made all the difference for me.
Wow. And as a director, I've got to sort of suss out what everyone's kind of method is, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
To adapt.
Yeah. And I like having conversations with the actors beforehand. Yeah. And just sort of go through the script and ask them,
Amazing.
tell me a bit about your background, so I can go, okay, you need me to basically just tell you exactly how to say the line, or you need less, you just need all the information.
Yeah.
It's one extreme to the other. So I've got to find out, to get the best performance out of them.
Yeah.
So
So would you say you're learning from actors as well when they suggest something to you and go, I didn't think of that. Wow, I'm going to do that.
That's the thing. Once, like, Jeanette knows the character Charlie so much better than I do. You know, it's just her and Angela are actually really delving into it, and God, doing so much research on.
Are you going to say it?
No, you can.
No, I'm not going to say it either.
No,
it'll be a surprise.
Yeah, I can't. I was going to ruin it.
Oh, you can't. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It was close. It was just close.
But even with the child, she's got diabetes. So we've got to research the hell out of diabetes, and we have been doing, but
it's again that collaboration though, because you get some directors that you sort of do a couple of rehearsals with, and then they're happy for you to just do what you want to do and take it whichever direction you want to take it. And if they love it, they leave it. And if they want to just try something different, they offer suggestions and ask you to do it a different way, which you do. And then you have ones that know exactly what they want and work with you to achieve that. And it depends.
It's also a trust thing as well.
For sure.
I've had someone that said, yep, I'm sure I know exactly what I'm doing. And I said, you sure? He goes, yeah, absolutely. I have all my lines ready and everything. And then they came on, didn't know their lines. I go,
oh, really?
I've spent $4,000 on this day and had to try and work out how to do it. So I really want to be sure, so I really need people I can trust. And, and a lot of people are in this, in the film, theatre people that I've actually worked with. Yeah. That I know that they'll be there 110%. They will arrive on set beforehand, know their role, and be excited, and just have this energy about them that kind of rubs off with other actors. And I don't want people standing around going, oh, this is boring. I want people going, this is magic, because it is. Being on a set is phenomenal.
It is.
It's so much fun. And some people come up and be having a bad day, and it's like, you shouldn't be having a bad day. This is good. This is so much fun. We're playing. So true.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Very excited. Now, before we wrap up, the website is residencethefilm.com.au. And
.com.
Yeah, not .au. There's a typo on the t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. But you can do .com or you can do .au.
Both. Your website, Jeanette, is jeanettecoppolino.com, where all your work is as well. Amazing.
Also, the www.breedinggroundproductions.com.
Yes. I'm going to put all the links up on this interview as well.
Amazing.
Also, could you also put up my email for anyone that's interested in sort of coming aboard if they've got some, spare cash and,
You'd like to put it towards something.
Yeah, be a part of it.
Definitely. I love you both. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been amazing. You guys are just the best, and I couldn't wait to talk to you. And I'm so glad we connected with each other a while back, and we're getting to talk about this film, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing.
We can't wait either.
It'll be out next year, so we'll spend this year just filming, and while we're filming, we're editing as well. And I'm hoping for March, April next year for it to have like a premiere. But I'm not in a rush to get it out, because it's not about, once we get it out, then we can make millions. It's like, let's make the best project we can. And if it takes another 6 months to make quality, then we will wait, And then after that, then we've got Residence 2 and Residence 3.
I just had to ask. Yes, that's amazing. Residence 2 and 3.
They've got first drafts on both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to be
But
like
then-
police academy. How many police academies did they make?
Oh, is it 4
I
or
think
5?
no. God, come on, catch
Oh,
up.
maybe I
There's-
just haven't seen them all. That's
I
embarrassing.
think there's 7.
7, yes.
There was the first one, then there was Police Academy 2 back in training,
Yes.
and then there was Citizens on Patrol. There was
Yes.
Mission in Moscow,
I knew Mission in Moscow.
and then Miami Beach, and then
Look at this.
God,
How do you know all of this?
because my father had a video store.
Yes.
Oh,
I
really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. I like that. I used to work in a video shop when I was a kid. Amazing.
Ah,
Loved it. Yeah.
We used to spend our weekends in the video store as kids.
How good was it? To just
I
go
miss
out.
video stores. I
Yeah.
miss video stores.
going
so
up and
much.
going, oh my God, it's out. Can we book this?
Yeah.
Oh, we can. It'll be back in 6 months. We can wait. We can wait.
But they would say to you, it's due back tonight. We're not sure what time, so you can wait. So you could be waiting there for an hour or 2 hours because you don't know when it's coming back. And then it's not rewound. They haven't rewound the tape. So then it's got to go in the machine to rewind it, which is another 5 or 10.
I'll wait.
That
I'll
was the
wait.
bane of our
I don't care.
existence.
I'll wait.
Oh my God, I miss them. The overnight releases, the new releases were only overnight, and then the older ones were weeklies. I just, oh my
Yeah.
God.
5
child.
weeklies for $10.
I asked a girl out behind when she was at the video store, mainly because I wanted to see the advanced screeners,
Yeah.
that they got. And we had a great relationship watching films,
It's the best.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Amazing.
Yeah.
I miss those
Anyway.
days. All right, that was episode 10 of Talking Prisoner Presents. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video everywhere you can. Please also like our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter pages. And also this episode will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, iHeartRadio, and the rest of them. And please also go to the Residence Facebook. You're on Facebook? Yes. Facebook page, Instagram.
Maybe just go to Instagram. Yeah,
Instagram, yes. Residencethefilm.com and .com.au and the Instagram page.
But on the website, there's the full synopsis, there's artwork, there's just everything. Yeah,
That's
everything.
an impressive website. I mean,
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Well, we're dedicated. We want this to be incredible. So we're putting the hard work into it, like going above and beyond, which if you go right to the website, you'll see.
Yeah.
You got a massive supporter here. I will just put this everywhere I can. And yeah, please let me see when it comes out. No, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.